Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Frank's Unsolicited Advice. I want to talk about something today that's on my mind, heavy, not too bad, and that I feel it's important to discuss. I feel people should hear this. And obviously, this is being Frank's Unsolicited Advice. You didn't ask for it. I'm going to give it. So, I've been in the Navy, organization for a very long time. It helps you see things and you have experiences and you learn and stuff like that. One thing dealing with people, I feel, is that when a person paints a picture of another person that fits the narrative they're trying to feed, we sometimes go into the experience with that person, with said person, with a prejudice, right? Give you an example, and excuse my French if I offend anybody when I say this, my language, I should say. You meet somebody and they're like, yo, man, I just met that new person upstairs, or that new ex person that works in this department. Oh my God, what a dickhead. Dude is rude or she's rude, attitude, very sarcastic, blah, blah, blah. And they go on this rant of how negative opinions of this person. So naturally, you go into your first experience with said person, and this is a total opposite. But you never heard the other side of the story of why this person maybe came off sarcastic or rude or what was going on in this person's day to create that. I look at leadership at work or certain things at work the same way to what we do in our house as with our children, right? Our children are told what to do. As they get older, those same things, the same chores or the same lessons or the same thing you would tell them to do every day as they're growing up, you would expect them when they're teenagers for it to be automatic, and they are now doing it on their own. But you got to constantly remind them, right? So as you constantly remind them, you end up getting upset. You're like, come on, man, really? How many times I got to tell you to do something for you to do it? Well, this is something like that, right? As we're in the military in or any job, once you've been doing it for a while, you should know what to do and what not to do. And when you don't do it, maybe your supervisor has the right to be upset because he's expecting for you to do it. So that's just one form of why a person will have a bad day at work, or why that person could have had an attitude when you met him the first time. But from that point, first impressions matter. So you're going to tell everybody else that this person was mean. But when I met them, let's say, it wasn't like that. I'm like, wow, I saw something different. But if I would have went into that meeting, or when I would have met the person for the first time, I would have allowed the first opinion set, the first impression set by another person impact my view of the person, then I probably would never give them a shot to see if they were a good person or not. I'd probably stay away. And that's why I titled this Lost in Translation. Because I believe in life, we have experiences, and when we talk about those experiences, something gets lost from the experience to when it's being told. The story. Something's being lost from the message sent to when the message delivered. Something changes in that story. Something changes in that progression of me saying this to A saying something to B and B getting it to C. And what could be different is my view on what happened as the person's telling me, because I'm probably I'm already having a perceived notion, or I'm prejudiced to what they're saying, or I'm not viewing it with no malice or no bad intention, or I'm not viewing it in the sense that I'm giving the person a chance to prove me that they're, wrong. I'm already going it thinking that they're wrong as it is, or they're not the people, they're not good, or whatever it is that you're perceiving the person to be. Your message is going to be totally screwed when you share it with somebody else, because you're going to tell them something that's maybe not real, not true. And that's why I wanted to talk about this. I am a person that likes to go to work and have a good time. Meaning, if you hate going to work, it's going to suck. It is. An hour could seem like an eternity when you hate going to work. And I also understand that not every day at work is going to be a great day at work. Okay. I also know that it rains on days, and your day is not going to be great. And you're going to have days where, your ass might be in a hot seat. You might be hearing different things. You might be dealing with multiple different things. So it's not going to be a day where you could just enjoy it, listen to your music, do some administrative paperwork, and be fine. I get that. I understand that completely. But I like to have an environment where trust is there, where we have communication, where yes, we can probably argue about something. I can screw something up. I can get chewed out for it, but we go back to being normal again and talk about the football game last weekend. When we have things that are pictures being painted, it makes it hard to believe that's even possible because you haven't experienced it. So you're going off the word of somebody else. And then when you're in, when you finally get a chance to sit and watch from the inside, not the outside, but from the inside, and you're seeing that not everything is operating the way it's supposed to, it would make sense as to why sometimes you have days where it's raining at work. And the days it's not all sunshine and good weather. And I'm using that an example because that's kind of your moods, right? Rainy days, cloudy, gloomy, down, lazy, want to be in bed, watching TV. Some people hate rainy days. I love them. But I look at them different. Some people like sunny days, good breeze. You could be outside, riding bike, doing whatever. So there's moods. Gloomy, light, bright, happy. And sitting where I'm sitting, I'm starting to feel like what I was being given isn't always as true. Now, I'm not saying that the message sent or what I was being told isn't 100% correct, because even in some exaggeration of a story, there's some truth in it, right? There had to be a premise to the story for it to be exaggerated to the point where it is. There had to be something, a seed that grew into this crazy story of, this happened. So I'm not saying that, what I was being told isn't real. Maybe just an extension, or maybe in an exaggeration of what it was. Because what I saw was something different. What I saw this week, and we had little encounters of things that should have not happened but happened, is expectancy of people doing their job. But when you step out the door and you tell them what's going on, you're going to paint the picture, the story, to fit the narrative of what you want, instead of it being what it is. And I go back to being lost in translation because when I was being told things, I feel that there was stuff missing from that story. Again, not to say that I was being told lies. I don't believe that. But I believe that there was things missing from that story. I'll give you an example. If something happens at work and I tell one of my chiefs, hey, I'm going to fire that person. I'm going to relieve them of their position and just send them somewhere else because this should have never happened. And that conversation gets out to that sailor, but then I never do it and I change my mind. Now it's like I can't be trusted. I've probably lost this sailor's trust for the whole time we're together because he might not give me another chance, or he might not give the work relationship a chance to see the other side. But I use that as an example because in the heat of a moment, or in a situation when something happens, whether it's at home, whether it's a relationship, a partnership, business, sometimes we say things in the heat of the moment. And yes, maybe we shouldn't say the things that we want when we're upset or when we're angry or whatever, because you might say the wrong thing. And if it gets out, it just paints a picture. But we say it, and we're human. We react, we talk. And then we come down from another platform and maybe see something different. Not only that, at work, unless me and you come up together, and when I mean come up together from day one boot camp to now, 24 years later, you're not going to know who I really am, what I can do and what I can't do. Not even that, even if we did start in boot camp together, it's 24 years after the fact. People change. But I probably wasn't savvy on it in 97. I'm probably savvy on it in 21. So we have to sometimes take in people's opinions, store them in a vault in your head as like little key points. So when you see it in a person, you can say, oh yeah, look, that's true. Or when you don't see it in a person, you can say, oh, you know what? Erase that. That's not real. But we also have to understand that the situation when that message was being given, it's not the best situation to, judge it off of. It was a crucial moment, a upsetting time. So you have to see it for what it is. And I say that because, hey, listen, I'm being honest. I was allowing the message that was given to me to impact how I look at things. And subconsciously, I was very apprehensive going to work because of what I was hearing. And being that sometimes you're just not going to hear it from the horse's mouth. You're not going to get that in life. You're just not going to get the realness all the time. You know, somebody's not going to come up to you and say it, especially in a situation where there's a rank structure. And I don't have to talk to the person beneath me. I don't answer to you, so I don't have to tell you anything. You just have to understand what I tell you to do, you do it. You would like it for me to explain it or tell you what I feel. I don't have to, though. If I outrank you and I'm in a position of authority over you, guess what? I don't have to do that. So you're not always going to get that. Not everybody leads that way. It's just not what it is. So I was allowing that. I was sitting there. I was allowing it to stop me from seeing with clear view. And as much as I believe, I like to think that I give everybody opportunity, I'm human. And when you paint a picture, if you tell me, yo, Frank, watch your back because this dude's coming for you, you think that I'm going to let you get close to me whenever I'm around you? You think that I'm not going to watch every move you make? You think that when you say one thing that might be nothing, I'm going to take it as is something because I'm in my mind perceiving that you're already coming for me. You're gunning for me. Now, where I come from, you give me the heads up, I'm prepared. I'm going to be ready so I don't have to get ready. I'm going to stay ready so I don't have to get ready. But sometimes when we do that, we stop ourselves from seeing the truth because we put a barrier up, we put a wall up. Now I'm not being myself. And if I'm not being myself with you, I'm not being genuine. I'm giving you a fake me. And that's not real either. That's not who I am. I like to be me with everybody, whether you're a dickhead, whether you're an asshole, whether you're a friendly person, whether you're good. It doesn't matter. I should always be me. You should always get me. Now, if you can't appreciate my personality, the person I am, my leadership or whatever, in whatever capacity you and I are connected, if you cannot appreciate me in that capacity, then I don't have to give you that no more. I know, keep my distance, give you what you need. No, let's not talk football and we're not going to be cordial with ourselves all the time. Let's keep it what it is. You know what I'm saying? If it's a work relationship, yo, did you muster your people? Yeah. Okay, cool. Go do this and come back when it's done. Let's not have that relationship where we are not really vibing, but yet we're having small talk because we're trying to be fake and make it seem what it is. No, because that's bogus. More stuff is getting lost in translation then. And that's what made me think about this conversation, this topic right here. And I'm glad it happened. I am. I'm not saying that what people told me were false. I'm not saying that what people told me were not real. I'm not saying that there wasn't some truth in the story, because there was. There's always a truth. There's some truth in a lie, okay? But what I'm saying is what I was told by a new officer that checked into the command when I was talking to her. She said, "Senior, make your own opinion. Form your own opinion." And I knew that already. But I was so guarded. I was so guarded because of what I was hearing that I didn't allow myself to form my own opinion. And now I'm forming my own opinion. And by me being able to form my own opinion, I feel I prepare myself better for what I'm facing. So in closing, my friends, family, listeners, do not always go off what people delivering a message or what you're seeing or hearing from somebody else about something that happened. Don't listen to word of mouth experience. Take it in. Yeah, listen to what they're saying. Keep a note of it, but don't allow it to stop you from making your own this opinion based off your own experience, because things do get lost in translation and we paint the picture we want to paint. Again, thank you for listening to Frank's Unsolicited Advice. This is Lost in Translation. Have a good night.